Yes. See that the minutes.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for old guys like Dr. DeBell,
All right, you'll pay for it someday.
yeah. If I live that long.
Did I get to you already?
Yes, I'm down here at the bottom.
Okay, got it. Well, I think that pen might go with it, I don't know. You know,
All right. And now we're at 6 o'clock. Gonna start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Yes. My name is Bob Greenfield. I'm the chairperson of this development review board. To my left is Marshall Keenan. To his left is Harry Goodell. To Harry's left is Philip Perla. To Phil's left is Gary Cover. You know Hugh Quinn and Kathy Hasbrook. We have some housekeeping we need to get through.
yeah.
Everybody got a copy of the minutes of the February 23rd meeting? Corrections, additions, deletions, corrections.
First line, board members present shows Scott McDonald, who we all miss. Dearly.
Okay.
Sadly, doesn't show me.
Wow.
Who are you?
Yes.
Thank you, Mark. With those, that was the only correction, Mark.
With the exception of Scott McDonald, we have total minutes printed.
I'll second that.
Moved by Harry to accept the minutes with corrections, seconded by Phil. All in favor? Thank you. This is time for citizens' comments, not regarding the hearing. So if you have anything to say about the quality of management here at town, now's your time. But otherwise, not. And I hearing no comments, we'll move right into the hearing that we have. And before we get started, I just I need to swear you in, you and Randy, and if you raise your right hand, I can do that. That would, do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the cause now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Has anybody had any ex parte communication regarding this hearing?
No.
Does anybody have a conflict of interest regarding this hearing?
No, sir.
Okay. Moving along, we have a number of exhibits that we need. If you're not aware, Chester is on the record town, so everything we're doing is being recorded, and we have to enter all these exhibits into the record. So I have an application for a hearing signed by the principal of Green Mountain Union High School, and that was received January 30th, 2036. A little ahead of time. Maybe we can, maybe we can go back to the future.
Move we accept it. As exhibit A.
Exhibit A by, move to accept by Harry, seconded by Phil. All in favor of making Exhibit A the application for the hearing?
Aye.
We have Exhibit B, which is the Town of Chester Notice of Hearing for Conditional Use Permit, that is dated 26th day of December, February 2026.
I move we accept it as Exhibit B.
Second.
Moved by Harry to accept Exhibit B as the warning dated from the Town of Chester on February 26th, 2026, and that would be Exhibit B. All in favor?
Aye.
And we have a 100-foot abutters list. You haven't seen one this big. But and that would be Exhibit C is the abutters list.
I move we accept it as Exhibit C.
Second.
Moved by Harry to accept the 100-foot abutters list as Exhibit B by Harry, second by Phil. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have a 100-foot abutters map that is being called Exhibit D. That is dated 2/24/26.
I move we accept it as D.
Second.
Moved by Harry, second by Phil to accept the 100-foot abutters map as Exhibit B. We have a. Do we put in the narrative, Phil? Exhibit E would be a narrative.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We have a narrative signed by Randy Miles, dated 3/15/26, outlining some of the plans of why we're here, and that would be Exhibit E.
I move we accept it as Exhibit E.
Moved by Harry, second by Phil. The narrative would be Exhibit E. And we have pictures. That's all part of the Exhibit E.
Everything to the end.
And that would be one, 2, 3, 6 pages. Ready? Did I get it all?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
If Randy, you want to give us a brief going forward,
Sure,
other than what's in your narrative? It's pretty self-explanatory.
pretty self-explanatory, but really what we're hoping to do is be able to create more information for the public to help identify that there's a school back there for one thing and give public notice for events such as, ball games or board meetings or plays or something like that. Hopefully gaining more community interest in the school and stuff like that. So that's the main mission behind this. What they have now is very hard to see and small. So this, will be a tremendous asset to the school and I think the community as well. What the planning commission and we all have done is come up with, I think, a pretty good guideline of trying to introduce this to the community where it's something new. So there's a lot of restrictions and stuff, and we didn't want a sign that's over the top. This is basically, to identify the school and give it some kind of ability to have a modernized information board.
I don't have a copy of that new ordinance, a new plan,
Mm-hmm.
so to see if this fits with those ordinances.
Do you want to print some out?
Well, I think we need to compare what they want to what the ordinances.
Yep, absolutely.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
Sure.
Is the electronics on one side or both sides?
Both sides. It's two-sided board.
Is the Springfield are you going to replicate the Springfield sign, except that it'll say Green Mountain High School?
No, there are vast differences between their sign. In appearance, it'll kind of look the same, but the electronics on it is going to be much more simpler.
Okay, I was specifically interested in the.
In the appearance of it?
Appearance.
Yeah, it's going to be very similar to that one.
Granite posts.
Yep.
The sketch shows that at the top, 48 square foot sign. But if we add the two sums below, one's 21, the other one's 23,
Yeah.
and where's the balance come?
Well, we're not exactly 100% sure, what the topper is going to be. The students, I was, between John and myself, we were having the students draw up some stuff, this is a sketch they just did up, probably less than a week ago. So we gotta refine this more, but it's gonna matter, how much we swale it in and to keep it within that 48 square feet between both the LED and the topper.
And now you're saying it's going on the same pad that the existing one is that's going to be removed.
Yep.
Okay,
The pad might come out because those posts have got to go down in the ground a bit, but I think that's only probably about a 4-inch pad that granite monument sits on now.
okay, but it's gonna stay right there.
It's gonna stay right there.
Okay.
Electronic message display. I think we should include in our hearing.
Yeah.
Just so we know what's going on.
Okay.
Um,
Do you want to create that as another exhibit then?
I don't think we need to create an exhibit because that would have come from the,
Yeah. It's
but
in the
the
bylaws.
applicant. But, the general standards. EMD signs are permitted on municipal and public school properties in the village mixed use and neighborhood districts for community public service content only, subject to conditional use review by the Development Review Board, and shall meet the following standards. An EMD sign shall not have any distracting appearance of motion, including but not limited to flashing, blinking, shimmering, pulsating, as well as animation, streaming, or video displays. An EMD sign shall have the characters of sufficient size to be easily discerned and must not constitute a safety hazard by being a distraction to drivers. All characters will be a minimum of 6 inches tall. An EMD sign display shall consist only of alphabetic and numeric characters and related symbols on a plain background, and shall not include any graphic, pictorial, video, or photographic images. The message display may have a maximum of 4 lines of characters, including all letters, numbers, spaces, and other symbols. A maximum of 2 colors shall be used for an electronic message or at the discretion of the Development Review Board. Messages must have a display time of no less than 8 seconds unless modified by the Development Review Board. When the display on an electronic message changes, it must change as rapidly as is technologically practicable, with no phasing, rolling, scrolling, flashing, or blending. An EMD sign shall include ambient light sensors that automatically adjust the brightness level of its display to natural ambient conditions and shall not exceed 250 nits during nighttime or 5,000 nits at any time unless modified by the Development Review Board. An EMD sign shall automatically shut off between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. An EMD sign shall contain a default mechanism that freezes the sign in one position or shuts off the device entirely if a malfunction occurs. Design mounting standards, all EMD shall be incorporated only to a freestanding ground-mounted monument sign, single post mounted, roof mounted, wall mounted, or box cabinet only. EMDs are prohibited.
Could you repeat the mountings?
All EMDs shall be incorporated only into a freestanding ground-mounted monument sign. Single post mounted, roof mounted, wall mounted, or box cabinet only EMDs are prohibited.
Okay.
The EMD display must be designed as an integral element of the monument sign face and shall be fully enclosed with a permanent frame or cabinet constructed of materials that match the complement of the principal building or adjacent historic structures. Example, painted or stained wood, natural stone, brick, or architectural metal. The decorative frame or cabinet shall extend not less than 6 inches beyond the EMD display area on all sides to ensure a finished recessed appearance. The illuminated EMD panel should comprise no more than 80% of the total sign face area permitted for the monument sign. A freestanding ground-mounted monument sign containing an EMD shall not exceed 48 square feet in overall size and shall not exceed 10 feet in overall height. Frames and bases shall use non-reflective, low-gloss finishes in earth tone colors, earth tones, and traditional New England hues. Bright or metallic finishes are prohibited. During conditional use review, the Development Review Board shall determine that the proposed monument sign, including the EMD panel, frame base, and any landscaping is compatible with the scale, materials, and architectural character of surrounding properties and land and streetscape.
Could you go back
Yep.
to the dimensions? 48,
Okay.
48 square feet.
The freestanding ground-mounted monument sign containing an EMD shall not exceed 48 square feet in overall size and shall not exceed 10 feet in overall height.
You guys are about 56 or over 56. Your height is 8 feet 5 and your width is 7 feet.
Yeah, but we're talking just the signage part.
That's not what I just heard. That's why I asked Bob to.
Well, there's a freestanding ground-mounted monument sign, containing an EMD shall not exceed 48 square feet.
The sign itself.
Is that the sign itself?
That was the intent of the planning commission's
Okay,
writing.
okay.
We knew that was gonna be some open space underneath the sign just to make it look nice.
Okay.
So the square footage is the sign square footage.
Okay, I just want
That's
to
it.
get that on the record. Okay.
And during conditional use review, the Development Review Board shall determine that the proposed monument sign, including the EMD panel, frame, base, and any landscaping is compatible with the scale, materials, and architectural character of surrounding properties and streetscapes. The board may require material samples or renderings to make this determination. Now, this is not a portable electronic message display, so we have no.
No, so you don't
Yeah,
have to
right.
go into that part of it.
So, let me ask you an operational question. How easy or difficult it is to hack into this so somebody can change it to something that's not appropriate?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I would assume that it's not that easy because these things are all over the place. Maybe not so much here, but they've been around now for quite a while.
Oh, I'm sure.
So if that were the case, you would be seeing that in the news all over the
Well,
place.
it kind of like you do sometimes.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, I'm sure that, because it's all computerized
Yeah.
and stuff, so I'm sure there are things in there that, block any possible
Can
change.
they do the sign from the school coming down?
No, this one you've got to be within 150 feet of it with the keyboard.
I think it could be hacked. 150 feet.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know if you need to worry about.
But then
that.
how do we ensure that it isn't? Well, can we ensure that it is?
I mean, the only thing I'll add to the conversation about that is it's less likely to be hacked in this configuration because if the sign is not on the network, it's not on the internet. You have to have a keyboard and be in proximity of the sign to change it. It's not like I could log on to the sign from my computer at home.
No, but you could put your computer in the car.
Well,
This is just a
This is
situation.
what if.
Remote keyboard that somebody would have to be in charge of to go change.
well, I'm only looking at this thing that's it was in the exhibit, it's about easy to program. So, it talks about a keyboard and it being 150 feet away. It doesn't actually send, it doesn't say how it's connected, but if I had to guess, it's probably Bluetooth. It's some kind of wireless technology that will connect the keyboard to the sign for programming. And those things are, you know, at the very least, they're paired, or there's a password or something. It's not just,
So if somebody hacked you, you probably know who did. it.
well, yeah.
No, but they're on a VPN, so you can't find them.
And then, once again, I have to go back to, these things have been around for a while, and you would have seen this on the news. You know, they wouldn't be putting these signs out if it was very easy to hack into these things and put, you know, different wording. Is it impossible nowadays?
There's computer-based control and custom signs are available upon request, so it doesn't sell with the ability to use a computer to get in.
That's an option apparently,
Yes.
which you're not.
I would assume that it's gonna know which keyboard belongs to it and not any other keyboard.
Yeah, because you only get one keyboard with this, and you have to be in that diameter to program it.
Well, in the bylaw that Bob read, there are a lot of operational issues, but we're not in a position tonight to consider. So I have two questions. Are you, will you be able to conform to all of those, to each and every one of those operational requirements? In terms of whether that shut off, the fall, no flashing, no, now.
We will, because we have to.
Okay, fine.
No, I mean, they make them, and I think you can, all these, I believe anyway, but I know
All
you.
these signs are programmable. You can make them scroll, or you can make them
Okay,
stationary.
but all I'm saying, Randy and John,
Mhm.
is that there are a lot of requirements in that bylaw that that are forward-looking.
Mhm.
You know, we can talk about the location and size and the empirical
Right.
factors behind the sign. But really tonight, we can't talk about the operational graphic requirements. 4 lines, you know, certain letters.
Line 6, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, there's a whole list of them. So you're gonna have to, you know, be comfortable that operationally, whoever is responsible for this.
To say, you know, here you go, here's,
Yeah, exactly.
here's what we need.
The second question I have is that the bylaws, and this is really the first time
Right.
I've heard them. It seems to have 3 or maybe 4 areas where the DRB can modify in one way or another, you know, the requirements of the bylaw. Are you comfortable with the bylaws as written without us having to modify anything?
I believe so. It doesn't, there's nothing unreasonable, and
Okay,
we know the rules going in, and, you know, we believe it'll be very productive and very useful to the community. I think it'll work very, very good, and we just play within the laws of the game.
I just want to make sure that.
Sure, no, it's
that you don't need.
100%.
Okay,
We don't need anything different than what the town is willing to let down.
okay.
So I thank you, you know, for even considering that, because you're lucky, you know, I look at it as we're lucky to be able to maybe get this, so.
What, hasn't, and not, just the general information. And this is, don't take this the way it's going to sound. You guys have permission to, you have authority to do this?
Yes, no, I've run it by the board and we've talked about it. Again, the only thing we don't have is like a final cost, etc. But that would be based on board approval as well. Once we
Your board.
our board, yeah, oh, yeah, sorry, the school board. But everyone was very keen on what we presented, which was not, again, was just kind of, we haven't got it built yet, but it went down well and it was positive. So.
Okay. Any questions, Mark? Comments? Gary, Phil, any further? Gary?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. There you go. Sure.
Well.
If we have more, like,
Yeah.
I'd like to
Well, you have it. You just didn't bring it.
Well, why couldn't you tell me that?
It's in the minutes now.
Wait a second, what section is it?
No, I emailed it to you.
I didn't, look.
That's why you don't have it.
Did you get
I
it?
wanted to make sure you were all prepared.
Do you want to get a final drawing of it before? I thought the bylaw said you needed to know what it was gonna be before you said yes.
That's
You got sketches, but they're.
sketchy,
Yeah,
I think this is probably the sketch.
Yeah,
yeah, and I can live with that, I think we've all been past these signs, we know what they are, we know what they look like.
And to Phil's point, which is a good point, you're bound by all these technical requirements. So make sure the sign you buy can do all of these things. And if in fact you program it to do something that's not these things,
Yeah.
and I get a phone call as the zoning administrator, then I will be over to tell you you're
Yeah.
in violation of your sign permit.
So, and like I say, these signs have been out and they come across many different communities, towns, states, or whatever,
Right.
that all have their own restrictions. So
Yeah.
the sign companies that
Yeah.
make these panels put the technology in to accommodate
Yeah.
all different things. So they're pretty amazing things of how you can regulate them, set them, and keep them in place as to what your community has for bylaws.
Well, it's going to be viewed by people driving by in cars. So it has to communicate, but it can't be distracting.
No.
That's why it changes
That's
after
why
8 seconds.
I don't know where Q got those, requirements, but, they sound like they're aimed at keeping it, non-distracting. So, it doesn't change too quickly, so someone driving by, what did it say? Because I know I have that. Yeah, right, you see these kind of signs, not these, but you see signs all, electronic signs all over the place. And sometimes they're very hard to, they flash so quickly, you can't read them.
Yeah, I guess I'll add to that, Phil, is the planning commission did quite a bit of research about the sign technology and, what's sort of common and best practice. So while you might have thought the planning commission could have, knocked out the regulations for electronic signs fairly quickly, it took us a long time in a few review cycles. So we feel pretty good about the content.
Okay, good.
No, it was very thoughtful, and as I say, having the rules of the game now, we just can say, okay, here's what we need. Kind of like when you order a car or order a vehicle or whatever. Okay, I want this, and they should be able to.
Well, I'm glad also that we're limiting this to schools and the town.
In and only in 2 zoning districts. So
Are there schools outside of those districts?
school is in the neighborhood district.
All the schools?
No. So if they wanted to put, for an example, if they wanted to put an EMD sign at the elementary school, they would not be allowed.
Okay.
I was concerned having, hundreds of these in a row and it wouldn't conform to the character of the town.
No.
So,
The way it is right now, I went to pick somebody up from the play on Friday and it was dark. I couldn't find the driver. Actually, there was a car that came down and that's how I started, I'm driving along, I'm going real slow. I'm like, where is that? I had kids that went to the school. I have no idea. where to put it. It's very, it's very dark.
This will really dress it up and give a
Right.
true identity of where the school is amongst other benefits from it.
Definitely think it'll enhance it.
Okay.
All right.
I move we adjourn this meeting.
No, we have to close this hearing.
Oh, that's
first.
right.
Come on, Aaron.
He wants to go home.
Move to close the hearing by Harry,
Second.
second by Phil, all in favor of closing the hearing?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I
Yep.
really appreciate it.
I can. 6:28. I can move to go into the session. Moved by Mark,
Folks, thank you.
second by Harry, all in favor of deliberative session?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, you can turn off the recording.